With its third season, Industry really seems to have found its identity. It finally comes across as a confident show that really understands the story it is trying to tell. Not to mention, it fully embraces the flaws of its many characters. With the season finale now in the bag, let's discuss season 3 of Industry. At the end of season 2, we saw Harper Stern get pushed out of Pierpoint by Eric Tao.
For my own sanity. When exactly?
She got screwed over after thinking that she was going to be partnering up with him and scheming, and it didn't work out. And at the start of this season, she is now working as a lackey at a company that she was recommended to by her friend Yasmin. And it didn't take a genius to see that Harper Stern was not going to stay down. She will be nobody's lackey, and it doesn't take long for her to work her way up in this new company. Harper really comes off as somebody who feels like she's owed something. She feels like the world took stuff from her and she wants it all back and then some, and she is willing to do just about anything to get to her goals. That is why I think in the end she might be this show's main villain. One of the things I thought was so intriguing about this show's first 2 seasons is that none of the characters are really likable. I was finding myself like, why am I watching this show? All these characters are bad people, and yet I can't look away because I want to see what they're up to. But I do think that this third season fully establishes, at least in my mind, that Harper is the villain. That's just how it seems. This woman is willing to screw over anyone and everyone to get her goals, and that is the definition of a villain. Her ruthlessness this season comes down to vengeance. She wants to get even with Eric and Pierpoint for kicking her out, and since she is a master of manipulation, she is able to find out that things are not going well with her former company and convinces her new partner Petra to short the stock. She is clearly guilty of insider trading this season, as she has been in the past, and I would not be surprised if that ends up becoming one of the things that leads to her downfall in the upcoming 4th season. Rob's arc this season was beautifully written and expertly acted by the talented Harry Lawtey. He's going through something profound after the older predator he is sleeping with dies. Pierpoint has basically tossed him to the wolves this season, and that starts with sending him to Kit Harington's of a tech CEO, Henry Muck. At least I think he's a CEO. Maybe he's a CTO. Maybe he's a CFO. I'm not really sure. He was in charge of this company. That's all I know, and he didn't run it very well. He's running a company called Lawtey, and Pierpoint has invested a lot of time and effort and money into his company, believing that he is onto something that is going to really shake things up. Unfortunately, this does not work out well, and it comes crashing down, and really it brings Pierpoint down with it. Rob has always been one of the show's most interesting characters, and this season, he's less of that scummy pervert guy who's always having sex, and he's going through just a lot more unique stuff this season. You really get him more fleshed out. You really find out that there is a vulnerable man down there who just feels like everyone is pushing him around and deciding what he's going to do with his life. And I just was so moved by his character. And again, that performance from Harry Lawtey, it was just amazing. Yasmin has probably the biggest story arc of this season, and it starts right off the bat on a boat with her father. He ends up going missing, and people start asking her questions about where is this guy? He screwed over a lot of people, and they are looking to her for answers because they can't find him. Yasmin is a very damaged character. She has a lot of trauma. She was abused by her father. She's been abused by her friends. She's been abused by her company. She has just been through a lot, and it has really created a woman with an extremely tough exterior. Also, like Harper, she's not really against stepping on people to get what she needs. Marisa Abela does a fantastic job this season. Yasmin is finally a more intriguing character. It's just amazing to me that it took 3 seasons for the show to really find its groove. The characters are truly at their best in this season. So much of this season was perfectly done. The story really felt much more advanced. The characters are in more interesting places, and you get to see a lot more to them. The previous seasons have had a lot of sex, and this season does have some of it, but it is not nearly as much as it was. Instead, the show focuses on these characters and what is driving them and what is really pushing them. And that includes Eric. By the way, Eric and Harper, they really only share like one scene together this season. And I remember reading an interview where the girl Myha'la was saying that she really missed that interaction on set. They really don't interact very much, yet you feel they are connected throughout this entire season, because so much of what she is doing is because she wants to get even with him. He has kind of moved on from her, but when he realizes that she is a thorn that will not just be pulled out easily, he really comes to regret, I bet, that he fired her in the first place. This is one of the best seasons of television I've seen in a long time. I said one of. Calm down. Yeesh. By the time the finale rolled around, it really did feel like this could have been the series finale. There is a lot of closure. It feels like the characters are in different places than they were at the start of the season. Pierpoint is done now, okay? It's over. So where is season 4 going to be taking place? What's going to be happening? That is going to be interesting. They did announce a 4th season, so this is not the end. With how well done this 3rd season is, I am optimistic and excited to see a 4th season. I just hope that going for another season doesn't really drag it down, because this was a very quality season. It would have been great to go out on a high note. Now that responsibility falls on season 4. I don't know, maybe season 4 isn't going to be the last. Who knows? But if that is going to be the final season, it'll be interesting to see how they really shape things up and where these characters end up. So with all that being said, for me, this season is an easy 9 out of 10. I was enthralled. I was addicted. I was pulled in. I was very interested in these characters, and I wanted to see what was going to happen, because things are more interesting this season than they ever have been. I think it is more clear than ever that Harper is the villain of the show, and I can't wait to see her get her due, because that smug expression she had on her face most of the season, it just needs to be wiped off. So did you guys see this season? If you did not see this season, if you haven't even seen the show, I very much recommend you check it out. This show actually is very interesting and well worth watching, especially when you get to this 3rd season. Put your thoughts on this season in the comments and let me know. Did you like it? What did you think of it? If you liked this video, please hit the like button. And if you want to hear more things from me, subscribe to this channel. Later.